Hello.
Hi.
We're all R.RING. We're here. We are having our version of a record release or an album listening party, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's party.
And I'm Kelley Deal, and this is Mike Montgomery. And also with us is Laura King. Wave. Say hi. Hi. She's in North Carolina right now. So we have a new record, and the record we're going to be listening today is...
War Poems We Rested.
Turn it around. War Poems We Rested. So, okay, we're just going to chat for a second about the first song, and then we'll play it. So, let's do it.
All right.
Hi. First song is called Still Life. All right. What memories do you have of it? What's some of the things you think about?
I remember this is one that you brought to the table in the very sort of nascent stages of the R.RING duo, you know, before we played with anybody else. And we kicked it around a bit and kind of put it away. And you brought it back out again, 12 years later for this record. And you had a broader scope of vision, I think, for it. A more expanded kind of sound. So we ended up doing a lot of additional overdubs and things like that to kind of help bring out all those ideas, I think.
Right. I remember we did, this was one of our older songs, and it was just never kind of sitting right. And so when we went back to it and recorded it, we kind of just kept adding things. And the thing that I thought that was really cool, that you, as we were trying to mix and create like a musical moment, an emotional musical moment, you were talking about Bruce Springsteen.
That's right.
Which one?
Born to Run.
Born to Run. And you were talking about the palette and where the highs go and where the low notes go, and it was really fun. I don't think we A-B'd it or anything. I think you just happened to know it. And we just started listening to that to start to try to place things, to make it big and dong. So that was really fun.
Yeah, so on that tune specifically, there's this melody that they just keep driving into your brain, and it's a rock band for sure and a very driving song, but they anchor that melody with a bell set like on the very top end of the frequency range, so it's just like never gets lost. And I don't always think of it when I'm listening, but nothing else is up in that register with it, so it always kind of cuts through.
Yeah. Okay, cool. For our bell set, one of the bell sets, one of the notes up there, I think we used bells and vibes, is that right, on this?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so Joe Sewer, he makes an appearance here on the vibe set, a local Cincinnati guy. Is he in a band?
Yeah, Static Falls is his main band.
Static Fall?
Falls, yeah.
Falls. Okay, cool. So shall we listen to Still Life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is a cigarette and someone to pay the rent, an easy road, a slow detox, slow drip, pillow talk.
Thank you, Kelley, for those beautiful emotions that you were singing about. We appreciate those. Okay, now the next song 2 is called Hug. Now, when we tracked this, Laura, is this the first time you ever played guitar on a song? Laura drums. She's our drummer.
I think
This is your first recorded instance of a guitar?
Not the first time, but maybe the second or third time. So yeah,
Oh, that's cool because that was fun.
That was
and it's
really
always
fun,
fun to play with somebody who's kind of newer to the instrument. It makes it fresh, and they're thinking of things that my hand. We've talked about this before. My hand will always go to that same claw that I make every time I play, and so when you have a newer person on an instrument, they're like bling 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 da bling. They're not like confined to what they usually jam out. So that's really nice.
Yeah.
But when we recorded this, I think I played bass, and Laura played drums, right? Mm-hmm. And then she came back, and then you played some guitar on that. Uh-huh. And it sounded fine and everything. But I was like, it's all right. I mean, I just didn't know what was going on with the vocals. I didn't have any place to set the vocals until I kind of was listening, and I thought to myself, oh, like this really cool kind of drone thing. And I thought about Thin Lizzy, Boys Are Back in Town. So that's that kind of, just to kill. And then Hug is, what are the lyrics to Hug? Come around, daytime crowd. So that kind of drone delivery, that made me go, oh, I love the song now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a real casual.
Yeah,
vibe.
exactly. And the other thing I was thinking about, what were you thinking about?
Just I think the lyrics are really funny in a lot of time. In a lot of places, and just thinking of day drinkers, and you talk about the sun comes beaming in like a drunk ex-wife, and you have a guitar part that's like an interrupter, when you see like those punishers late at night that are all right in your face and just close talking to you about whatever.
Yeah, it's funny because
we've all done it. We've all
I've been that person. But it's funny because each person you talk to has a different name for that. We call them face melters. You call them punishers?
Well, with the dudes in Vacation, the band Vacation, we're talking about that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm taking that. I love it.
Yeah, punishers.
Punishers.
Do you have any name for what, like, the person at the bar who just is like 2.5 inches away from your face?
You're trying not to be rude, but they're spitting into your open eyeball.
Spitting and kind of repeating. It could be your best friend. What?
Yeah, you get spit on. They're close talkers,
Close talkers, yeah.
And they repeat themselves, and you get a little spit flung in your eye sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyways, the bar bar theme is pretty fun, I thought.
Yeah, and like I'm not adding anybody. I have
no judgment.
No judgment. I've totally been that person. Yeah.
Just an idea.
But there is. Oh, Laura put this guitar down. Let's go ahead and play it so I can do my dance. It's called. Ooh. It can be either the cowboy part or the giddy up part. You can call it what you like.
Is her guitar is the giddy up part?
Yeah, it's her solo.
Giddy up.
Yeah.
Come around the daytime crowd.
Oh, I missed it.
Kinda knows
Got distracted by my rad plan.
to use love for. Caught the eye.
I gotta warm up.
Now
Wait.
don't wanna hug. Hey,
Been a while.
I'm talking to you.
That happened.
Yeah, every time she plays, it's a good idea. Yeah, but I'll do the second first. Okay. I need some more room.
By all means.
We're all here, running high, cut off again. Some screaming in my
You got it.
my drunk ex-wife. One more again. Did I know? Fight it out. Turn around, hey. I'm
What do you think of my dance?
I loved it. You're so cute.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
Yes. Very good. Very good.
Okay.
Laura, up next is Stole I.
Okay.
So you and I are going to talk about that.
Okay.
And this was, I think, the first song that we ever played together, right?
Yeah, I rolled into town, set up my drums, and we just went for it.
Yeah, I had a couple of songs. I think you had some ideas, and this was the first one that we tried.
Yeah.
And so the take that made the record is really like, we only ran it a couple of times, but that's the live drum and live guitar take. And I ended up liking this one because a lot of times, making albums, you'll do a guitar, then double it, triple it, pile all this stuff on there. And on this one, I really liked I thought the drums sounded really tough, plodding on the floor tom, and the guitar is kind of like syncopated right with that. But it's really just one acoustic, but through 3 different amps, and then like 6 microphones, and just, I wish I had marked where everything was, because I had this magic capturing of the sounds that I really loved and wanted it. So it ended up just being one guitar on the song, and it sounded full enough. And anything else I added to it, like shrunk it and kind of made it smaller. So I guess my memory of this is that I liked
I feel like this is one we all
guitar
have
sound finally.
gang vocals on. Well, we all sing it.
Yeah, well, then we all sang it together,
Yeah.
really locked in together. So I almost can't even tell whose voice is what, I love
Well, your and Laura's voice sounds exactly alike. It's bizarre. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we play it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stole your eye, stole your eye, crawl to whispers of light, stole your eye, stole your eye, stole your eye. Stole your wait here to live in your way. Stole your eye, stole your eye. Hold your breath as we drive through the vapors of the night. Failure to thrive. Lost the spark to reignite your heart.
Nobody's mad. Everybody's in love.
If we do a show in North Carolina, is he going to play with us?
Charles, if we do a show here, are you going to play with us? Sure. Sure, yeah.
Cool.
He's amazing. He probably will have his back towards the crowd the entire time, but that's just his style.
Okay, good. And we'll just, not announce him, and he can, just do the back.
Everybody will know by his
that's
back.
how we roll.
No, that would be really fun.
Okay, good.
The next song is called Likeable, and I think we did this one right after Stole I, right? Recording-wise.
Yeah.
And I remember this is one where we were working on lyrics together because we had these days booked but didn't really have a plan for what we were going to do, and we were kind of waiting to see if Kelley was going to come down or not and when she would get here. So we had tracked, I think, some of this and then started writing the words together, so that was a new fun process. Because you're probably used to writing on your own, and I'm used to writing lyrics on my own and stuff like that. So this record felt really democratic in a lot of ways.
Right. And then when I did finally get there, I remember listening to the song and just being kind of chill. I was like, oh my God, it sounds so good. What am I going to add? And I was able to add a bass, which is one of my favorite bass parts. Boom, boom. That's so pretty. I just love it. Remember, we worked forever on that, though. Yeah. Because the song was already beautiful. It didn't have a bass, didn't even need one. You know, it was just, sorry about that. Brandon, the guy who's doing the filming, is a bass player, so pretend like you didn't even hear that, Brandon. Or Kim, or any bass player out there. And then the little slide bits were kind of fun. That was all I could think. Oh, I could go like this. But I think at the end, it all worked together to make it sound really cool. And
I love the
kinda
guitar
groovy.
swoops. Gives it a lot of motion.
Yeah. Good.
Play it.
Boom.
Always prone to chaos, collapse all your friends, thrashing legs and new limbs, collapsing your friends. Bruises, head full of fog. I consider myself very likable. I consider
Beautiful.
Were you just
beautiful
clapping
song.
for us?
I was clapping for the song.
Yeah, we were joking about how self-indulgent this whole thing feels, to present a record like this, but
Yeah.
we're not really playing a bunch of shows and we can't really be around all of our friends to celebrate in that way that we would want. So,
Right. So I think this is a good way to do it,
yeah,
It's,
this is what we got.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, y'all ready for the next song?
Yeah.
The next one is Exit Music, and I wrote, let me look what my notes said on there. Exit Music was something that I was just working on. I just really wanted kind of a dense kind of keyboard vocal moment and I had used the term before, but like a sacral quality to it, like almost hymnal in a weird way. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was doing a lot of elder care at the time. So I would be, in that house and I would have to be really quiet. And so I was, would be recording or mixing in the bed late at night doing this. And one of the things that I was trying to figure out a way to do a guitar, like a lead guitar moment on it, regular lead guitar on it. And I ended up just taking my Mustang and just recording it on my laptop, just with the laptop mic. And just for ideas, to maybe go back later and to do it for real with a mic, with the right amp, with just the right pedal, etc. And it ended up being just a lovely sound. It was just the right, naive, vulnerable sound. And because of what I was playing, and I used the term with you guys the other day about it could have been like a hateful blues moment if I had made it a more, presented, sculpted sound. So, but the way it is now, it just sounds rackety, which is really, really nice. So,
Yeah.
yeah. That's all.
Yeah, I love the lyrics. I love the Velcro lungs kind of thing.
Well,
Just thinking of,
yeah.
I mean, you hate to say you love the lyrics. It's talking about
Somebody's dying,
but
yeah.
It's,
Exactly.
you know.
And, it's interesting that during that period of time, during the elder care, I had gone to I don't know if anybody has heard of Muse Machine. It's a nationwide thing, but they get children involved in the arts through the schools. And one of the things they do locally in Dayton is they put on a play. And I can't remember which play it was then, that year, but I went Saturday night. I took a break and went out and saw these kids, by the time you graduate high school, you can't participate anymore. So it was wonderful to go see this play in a big theater with all these kids entertaining you. It was a musical and they're singing. And I remember looking at the little program and it said exit music. And I didn't know this. I guess everybody who knows the arts knows this, but it's when the character leaves the stage, it's called the exit music or whatever. Am I even getting that right?
Yeah.
I think
Walk-off
that's
music,
right.
exit music,
Yeah. And I remember thinking to myself about how, somebody's dying and I'm actually writing their exit music upstairs. How great. That's depressing. Okay. Whoops.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
No, on that note.
On that note.
Stumble together, kicking the light into you, kicking it back into you, tiptoe, tiptoe. Holding each other up, shaking the light into you, shaking it back into you, creaking, creaking. Fuguing your Velcro lungs, tremoring, kicking your life into you, kicking the breath into you. Oh, oh, darkly blind. Stumble together, shaking it, kicking the breath into you, kicking the death out of you, creaking Velcro lungs, holding each other up, shaking, kicking the breath into you, kicking the life into you.
Okay, so is this side B now considered side B?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. We're gonna. Let me see the album. Okay, so I want to talk about this album artwork. Let me show it over here. I'm coming in. So this is this right here. This is the foil guy. I wanted to mention this. So Laura, you wanted to do a video for like Deaf's Up, right? Mm-hmm. And you had you wanted us to send you stuff, videos of us. So Mike.
That's right, yeah. I didn't want to just
Mike wrapped
have
his
my
head in
face.
foil.
Yeah, I wrapped my head in aluminum foil just to fuck with you. I thought it would be funny, and I just sent footage of just myself wrapped in aluminum foil.
Yeah, you were like in the mirror doing it. I think he was, and then you took shots of that.
Yeah.
And you looked You were such a creep. I mean, you looked so incredibly creepy. So that's Mike's face wrapped in aluminum foil.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks great.
Yeah.
Okay, I had to share that. All right.
I forgot about
Yeah.
all that. Like,
Thank you, Foil
I
Man.
forgot it was me too. That's funny.
Yeah. Okay, so the next song is Cartoon Heart.
Cartoon Heart. Yeah.
And this was a song that I started writing with a guy named Nick Eddy, who was on a previous R.RING record with $100 Heat. And he's just a neighbor of mine. And, we, play together and write sometimes. And we had started writing this song. And so I ended up Mike, Laura and Mike recorded the drums and guitar. It sounded good, sounded great. And then we couldn't get together for a while, but I said, well, could you put a bass down? And so you put a bass down, and you didn't really know what you wanted to do. And you thought it was a ridiculous bass, but I was in love with it. I thought he overplays like a crazy man. It is loud, and I couldn't get that bass loud enough. I still not sure it's loud enough. It's so amazing. It was great. I loved it.
It's a total asshole bass. It's
He
total,
said, you can't like that. I'm not, you can't use that. That's ridiculous, Kelley. I
I
said,
was
it's
playing
perfect.
all of the notes.
He played them all.
All
of the
12.
notes of every moment. It was great. And then lyric-wise, there are references in this song to both you and Christian Svitak, and they both have to do with horrible skateboard accidents, skating accidents, which is not funny, and
So you write songs about people dying, then you write songs about people getting wounded.
mangled.
Yeah.
Christian has a famous mangled, and then Mike has a famous, to me, mangled
Crooked leg.
crooked leg because of skating. And I guess, I don't know, I think it's funny about how, what you love can kill you, or some, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
And you were going to say something about,
Oh yeah, we did this mix. Laura, you weren't here when we mixed it, but we did a lot of versions of the mix, and it just kept sounding like I don't know what the word would be, just like a kind of a silly, goofy, fun, surfy kind of song or
Yeah.
something. It didn't really have an edge, or I don't know what it was lacking, but it sounded too hi-fi, like it had a studio sheen or something, And I was thinking about records that I like that sound like nasty, and the one that I like a lot is the Dead Kennedys' plastic surgery disasters. And listening to
Disasters,
that,
exactly.
yeah. And it's just like listening back now, it's like, oh my gosh, who made the mix decisions, But they're so perfect. So we ended up just blowing it out like through a cassette deck, and then bringing that audio back in, and just trying to get something that sounded like the copies did when I was a kid, where you get whatever 13th generation tape dub from your buddy, and the levels are wild, and it already sounds smashed to begin with. So yeah, just trying to just blow it out a bit, just
Yeah.
to make it kind of more fun. Cool. Because distortion is fun.
yes, it
It's
is
your buddy.
fun.
Yeah. We'll play it.
Build me a question. For all the stuff that I don't know. Where did you go when my family failed? What did you do with my stuff? Why do your corners look different to me? What did you do to yourself? Build me a question. Can a cartoon heart break? What is the smell of your favorite What's up with your crooked leg? Oh. Why did my backwards hang up on the rail? What happened to my front blunt side? Build me a question. Can a cartoon heart break for all the stuff that I don't know? Oh, 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 oh. Build me a question.
Yeah, I'll get it. All right.
Okay, next up is Death's Up.
Death's Up.
And Laura brought this to R.RING, so I'm going to swing it over to her
Yeah.
in North Carolina.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. This is Charles Chase. And
Get in there, Charles.
Is he
We already
hiding?
cut you off the album credits. You might as well get in the
We'll
photo.
have half of him on screen. That's good enough. He
Don't worry
doesn't
about
care. Yeah, I mean, we play together in another band, in Speed Stick, and I guess we're just really good friends. And I had this idea at one point just to come over and lay down a drum beat that was in my head, and he was gracious enough to do it at Beep Wave Studios, which is where we are today. Yeah, I don't know. So I just went in and recorded this drum track, right? And then
Did you write? Who did the bass?
I did the
you-
bass, yeah.
And then we just kind of kept fooling around with it.
Yeah, so we just like recorded the drum track, and then I played a bass to it, and then we kind of cut it up so we could maybe leave some room for some dynamics, and that's where Charles does his
Oh, then I noodled on
the crazy solos.
I noodled on it, and I never expected it to be used. I was just having fun.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't really know what was going to become of the track at all, but then yeah, he sent me an MP3 of it later, and he was like, I added some guitar, and I was like, that's it. Okay, we have to finish this. And then I was coming to you guys.
And then we
Yeah.
stole it.
And then we stole it, exactly.
Then you guys,
No, you guys
So we'll
made it
have
good.
that.
you
Yeah,
guys
really.
sprinkled all the good stuff on top. Yeah. Yeah. And then
And I remember, I think you said you were going to call it Death's Up, and I was like, what is Death's Up? And
Oh.
then you had to explain what it is.
Yeah.
well, I'm from Baltimore, and I've driven from North Carolina to Baltimore like 100 million times. And right before you get to Richmond, on the south side on 95, there's this exit that says Death's Up. And I was just like, I like that word. And I just stayed in my head. And then, I don't know, it just is a fun word, fun phrase. So I was like, yeah, definitely, what's up, you know? And I think it has to do, I'm not exactly sure what it is. I think it's like some sort of defense.
Oh, it's not a town?
It's like, it's not a town, no. It's like it's for a
I see it
shop.
too, 'cause,
I
yeah.
don't know. I can't remember. Google it.
Yeah. But then you wrote the lyrics to that song too?
I did
Oh,
when
yeah.
I was with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
And you did you did the vocals up here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought
Yeah, so
Okay,
we
cool.
recorded the drums, bass, and Charles guitars here, and then finished the song at Candyland.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And yeah. Let's hear it.
Should we play it?
Anything
yeah,
else? Am
I think
missing?
so, yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's play it.
I probably have a dance for this too, but I don't think
Do
we're
it.
going
Yeah.
to do it.
We
No,
haven't
I
seen
think,
enough dance yet.
no, I think we won't. Okay.
Put your hands in the air. Put your feet on the street. Put your lips on my lips. Where'd you say we should meet?
Cool.
We have questions. What guitar and what amp are you playing through, Charles?
It's a Jazzmaster, but it's like a modified Jazzmaster that I modified, and then it's just a little Blues Junior amp, but I modified that too, and sounds pretty good. So,
So
I
he's
can't
a
help myself.
scientist.
A scientist.
He is a scientist. And then are you
He
going to
is a
ask him about that
how do
pick
you,
thing?
Yeah, how do you make it sound like that? Yeah,
That
it sounds
pick.
like it's like
That scrape, the
they're really like a tacky kind of.
Scrape.
It sounds like a laser
it's just
gun.
like it's like trying to play on the piano like two notes next to each other on the guitar. You just stretch them, and then you're playing like a major seventh or a flat nine, and you just play them together and play fast as you can.
So you're strumming or picking real fast.
I'm strumming the two notes together. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Can I just say that also I feel like his guitar solos sound a lot like his visual art. Very
Yeah.
like piercing, and I don't know. I have some of his artwork at my house, and there's one
Yeah.
right behind us, but just like colorful and bright and angular.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. See you.
Good.
Yeah, it's a real signature kind of sound.
Get out
It
of
is.
here.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Charles.
Charles.
Yeah, so this one's called Embers on a Sleepwalk, and it was written on guitar and vocal, and it originally was a lot of like plunking around on the guitar trying to find what would be a vocal melody, and then that just developed into the only way that I could play the song. So it sounded like a medieval kind of something that would be on a harpsichord and
Yeah.
a lute or something like that. you
Yeah,
know?
we called it medieval for the longest time. It was,
Yeah, and it just wasn't working. And then we ended up calling Dan Dorff Jr., who's a really great drummer and piano player, and he came down and he transposed. Is that the right word?
I guess,
from guitar to piano.
yeah.
Yeah.
He had like a half hour. He said I can come by for a half hour, and he sat down and he
Yeah,
did it.
Did the whole thing.
Yeah, it sounds gorgeous.
That's what happens when you can play music. I
Yeah,
guess.
thanks.
Must be
exactly.
nice. I don't know. Yeah. So that's that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Put out your eyes, embers on a sleepwalk. We've canonized all of the wrong men. Brush away victims like breadcrumbs while painting air on corpulent centerfold. Smoldering crisp new deadlings. Everything is a cursor flashing. Put out your eyes, embers on a sleepwalk. We've canonized a cursor flashing.
Okay. The next song is called Volunteer. This is a song I brought in. I had like a demo that I did.
I got a prop.
Oh, we have a prop. Yeah, I had this demo, and and it was, and I thought, okay, here's how it goes. I was telling you guys, and as you guys started doing it, you guys were doing it. I mean, in my mind, I'm going, this is too fast. This is too, why are we going so fast? It's not how the song goes in my head. I don't say anything because I'm a professional at collaboration, and I understand that this is going to be a good thing. But in my head, I keep thinking, this is too fast. Anyway, so I don't know why I mentioned that. I don't know. Anyway, so, but I think that is good to think about stuff like that, talk about how you do collaborate with somebody. Oh, Jesus. I hope you got sticks with that.
Oh,
So
no.
we were, and I think either Mike or you or both of you were talking about having a drum track. What do you call it? A
drum machine.
drum machine. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So you were playing both drums and drum machine and fooling around with that. So I think I played bass to a drum machine that you guys created and set the tempo to, and I played bass. And then you came back in and started playing whatever, regular drum set. No, did she ever play a regular
Yeah.
drum set? Okay,
Yeah.
regular drum set to it. And then we added guitars and all kinds of stuff. And then as the song was going, these are the things that we kind of added. Tell us about this.
Yes.
Laura.
Yeah, Laura, you talk about your
Well, I
percussion
guess
over.
what would you call the part where I was like, "Hey, do you own any rototoms?" What is it, like the bridge or something? I don't know. Anyway, so
bridge.
yeah, I heard it. I heard rototoms in my head. I don't know why. I'm weird, but that's cool. Rototoms, they sound really cool. So I recorded a rototom track, and then we edited it, and it made it. It
Yeah.
made it. Rototoms. Never
Yeah,
in my
so
life.
if you're at
did I
home and
think.
you don't play the drums, you have like toms of varying sizes and depths, and they make deeper sounds. But then the rototoms are small and kind of just the head, right? And you can tune them pitched up real kind of high. So I won't crush your microphones, but so they sound kind of corny by themselves sometimes. But so it's like I have not yet previously in my life had an opportunity to use rototoms in a song because I don't do a lot of music with a lot of like auxiliary percussion, so they always cut through and they always stick out like in a they can be obnoxious like a cowbell or like a whatever you want. They always cut, so
Yeah.
you're never going to not hear them
Yeah.
if you use the rototom, so it has to be like an appropriate place.
Yeah.
And so it was an idea that worked
fun.
for
Yeah.
this song.
Yeah, hey, do you got rototoms? Well, yeah, I do have rototoms.
These
I
are
know.
Chris's.
Oh, okay. Chris from Sofa Burn?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
And he said, I never use these. You'll never use these. Do you want them? And I was like, I'll use them someday. I know I will.
We did it.
There you go.
Yeah. And here they are.
Anything else about this? One other thing for sure is that let's think of stuff. Laura, what are you thinking? And then you said, I have an idea. And you went and you looked up online. You were trying to look for like
A whistle.
a whistle, like a
Yeah.
regular like sports whistle.
Yeah.
And you guys you downloaded that, and we put that whistle in there, which is key for me. And then of course Mike's vocal comes in on the battle bridge where he's talking about weird shit that I don't know where he comes up with this weird shit with Vikings and animal skins crossing ice.
Nobody was singing or writing about animal skin. Or Vikings.
That's what
know
it
what-
sounds like to me.
I don't know why in your head you're thinking of pelts.
I'm thinking of pelts. Anywho, does anybody else have anything?
No.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
go for
Here's
it.
a number about pelts.
With eyes like tools of static, and
There's, there's vibes on there. You can hear them really good. There's also vibes on the first song, Still Life.
Yeah.
And did he play vibes somewhere else or not?
I don't know, but I believe we have a clip of Joe Seward playing vibraphones.
Yeah.
Laura, you haven't seen this yet, but let's turn it sideways. And we can cut in.
This is a set of vibraphones. It looks like a xylophone, but it has a motor on it. It gives it a wah-wah sound. It's got the switch right here. And it turns those dampers to give a wah-wah sound. Let's check it out.
Yeah, so Joe brought that whole contraption down, and he had played on an album of mine 20 years ago or something. And I remembered at that time thinking, like, he just showed up with it, like, hey, I'll play something on the record I had never seen him before. And so when we were thinking about that song, I thought, hey, Joe has vibes, and he's really good at it, you know?
Yeah.
We wanted to also mention that the first 150 copies of the LP come with this poetry chapbook that was curated by our friend Matt Hart. And originally we had asked Matt, who's just a great writer, to write liner notes for us for the album. And he sort of tweaked that idea a bit, and he ended up inviting 10 other poets to participate in this project. He assigned one song off of the album to each different poet, and that's all they could hear was the one song. And then their task was to write a poem that sort of riffed off of that or nodded to it, or, it didn't have to reference it. It was just a jumping off point. And so that's what he ended up doing. So when they finished printing this, another poet, Sam McCormick, does this really nice typewriter art that Kelley's going to show you. And we ended up incorporating a lot of that into the design of the album, the sleeve and the cover, and the back cover too was kind of taken right from this.
Yeah. We just bid it all.
Yeah, so Laurel Leonetti and Chris Mattingly have a press called Alla Testa, and they printed and hand-bound all of these copies together with Matt, and it's really nice paper. It's all letterpress. It just looks and feels really great.
We just this is Sam McCormick's, we call it typewriter art. And she has several pieces in the book. Do you want to introduce this next song?
Yeah, this one's called Lighter Than a Berry, and really I wanted to have this kind of big swirling sound, and then I wanted the vocal to kind of emerge from that and sound like it was just kind of right in your ear.
Yeah.
And
Hey, what is the we use, what is it? It's a sound generator to get this and put it through an SVT.
yeah, it's just like a tone generator.
A tone
You can
generator,
cycle
that's it.
through whatever frequencies for doing audio tests and
Do you
stuff.
do you know what frequency we used for this one? I don't remember.
I
but-
don't remember what the note is on the verse, but it was
Yeah, it was
yeah.
really fun recording that. I could just have I could use that to sleep with. Actually,
Yeah.
this. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song. It's really beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, let's listen to it.
All right.
Shouldn't you reach for me? Shouldn't you reach for me? Shouldn't you reach for me? We grew a heartbeat. And the heavy thing we carried was lighter than a berry, but we dropped
thought of running. Faster than the fear of the unknown. There's comfort in the chaos at home. Shouldn't you reach for me? Shouldn't you reach for me when you feel hollow? Even though my hands are so low, shouldn't you reach for me? We threw up our hands. You said I don't feel like trying anymore. I don't feel like trying anymore. Shouldn't you reach for me? Shouldn't you reach for me when you feel hollow? Even though my hands are so low, shouldn't you reach for me? Shouldn't you reach for me?
Laura,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys. It's been fun.
Give Charles a big kiss
Charles
from us.
is coming by. He wants to say something too, real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This was fun, you guys.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is great.
good.
And thanks for letting our song be, me be a part of
Well,
whatever
yeah.
I am
Yeah.
doing here.
Yeah, it was really
but
nice
it's
meeting
awesome.
you
Yes, it was
And-
very nice meeting you.
in person,
All right.
kind of.
Kind of.
So,
All right, talk to you guys later.
okay,
Yeah.
bye.
See you
Thanks.
guys.
Love
See
you.
ya.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Okay, we're really leaving.
Last song.
Last song, yeah.
On this song started out as we did some music for a movie called We're Doing Fine, and this particular motif, this melody motif, kept kind of rolling through my head. That I kind of played with in the movie a little bit, but I kept thinking about it, and I just wanted to. I got obsessed with it, and I just needed to explore it, and It's just kind of a drone song that just kind of does the same thing over and over, but I love it, and it makes me really happy. It's like, a bath of music, a warm bath of music. There's a cellist we work with quite a bit. Her name is Lori Goldston, and we asked her to play. She did like 4 tracks for us. She'd never heard the song. At the time, the song was 8 minutes long, and she just kind of played it. And it was really fun to watch her work within the parameters, try to figure out where to go as a musician. She's a really good cellist, and she's really innovative with it. But it was fun to watch her figure out where chordally, she could go within the parameters of the notes. So that was fun. And then the other thing is that I found interesting is that I really love the drum sound we have, which is just a hands on drums.
Yeah. So a paintbrush.
Yeah.
I think a paintbrush on a cymbal. And,
Yeah.
that's the drums, they have a connotation, clackety, rackety, smacky, kind of rocky sound in, or
Yeah.
I think jazz drums, rock drums, whatever. But then if you expand that palette a little bit and think like, some drummers hit on all parts of the drum kit, the hardware, the chair, bend the drum as they're hitting. There's all kinds of stuff. And you think like guitarists have all these pedals and things they run through to kind of manipulate the sound. So
Yeah, and people do that a lot, like with just to try to get a different sound, like with suitcases or
Yeah.
cardboard boxes or whatever. But
yeah.
I really
So this was our version to have drums or percussion, but not make it sound like a tambourine, a snare drum,
Right.
Or just a texture,
cool. All right, so this is called War Poems.
You ready?
Yes.
All right. Right on time.
Hey,
You're back.
excellent.
Thank you so much for listening to this album with us. That was all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's out January 27th on Don Giovanni.
And ask us some Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Are you on TikTok yet, Mike?
Not yet.
Okay, me either. Under our names, and if you have any questions or just want to say hi, please come visit us.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for listening.